Hey, it's Jones Loflin, helping you make the best choices with your time so you can thrive. Are you one of those leaders who feels like you have to have it all together? That you have to always show your game face, never appearing weak, or that you're complaining or struggling with some issue related to your leadership? The problem with this approach is that it makes you less relatable to your team members. They're thinking, well, I'm struggling and I've got stress, but they don't have any. What's wrong with me? What's worse is that often your team members can see that you're struggling with something before you're willing to admit it to them. Now you've lost their trust because you aren't being honest with them. I believe vulnerability is an essential element of effective leadership. It connects you more deeply with your team members. It makes you more real and relatable, and it builds that degree of trust that you so desperately need to get things done well. If you want to start improving your vulnerability as a leader, here are 3 suggestions. The first one is to talk about a problem or challenge that you have and how you're working through it. Talk about what you're learning along the way. The second step, this is really important, is to talk about the person you need to become to overcome this challenge or this obstacle. When your team members hear that you recognize the need to always be growing as an individual, it encourages them to do the same. The third step, which is probably the most difficult and the most impactful one at the same time, is to be willing to ask your team for help to move through this tough situation. That may come in the form of them being more patient with you, calling out a behavior that you're engaging in that you're trying to stop, or to be willing to listen to their own suggestions or ideas on how to solve your problem. The key thing about vulnerability when you do it is you're going to feel uncomfortable. That's normal. That's why they call it vulnerability. What you're going to find, however, is that as you engage in the practice more consistently, you're going to be building a more cohesive team with a high degree of trust that's in alignment with each other and gets things done more effectively. This is Jones Loflin. I hope it's a fantastic week where you'll take a step forward with vulnerability with your team. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today in the Jones Zone.